Hi, I'm Leon Lovelace, and this is Unstoppable Force. And I want to talk to you guys about Hurricane Harvey because it's been a devastating storm over the last few days. It struck Texas and Houston and a few other cities east of it. They have a ton of rainfall. They've had about 4 feet in some areas. And that's just, of course, that's going to be catastrophic for the environment over there. That's going to be catastrophic for all the people that live there. There's been thousands and thousands of people displaced. Think so far there's been 19 deaths, so of course we feel for those families. Hopefully they could get through all these tragedies okay. The mainstream media, they've been of course we like the live coverage that the mainstream media can provide because of all that revenue they have. They're able to go and send reporters out there to talk to people and to just show everybody that's not there what's going on. But of course, all the main networks, ABC and CBS, NBC, and Fox is down there, the Weather Channel, of course, they haven't and they're not going to mention about one way we could ease some of these storms and some of the excessive destruction. And that's by reducing our carbon footprint and trying to reduce some of the carbon pollution that we're releasing into the atmosphere by, driving too much, driving with these gas powered cars when you could switch to a hybrid and use less fuel at the very least. Or if you live in the middle of the city and you really don't drive far at all, you could just go to a straight electric vehicle. Because, of course, the climate change and the climate getting warmer and warmer, it's been proven that it's going to produce even more drastic and more powerful and more extreme weather events like Hurricane Harvey. Because I did hear on one report, I think it was on NPR, and one gentleman, he talked about how it's even worse now for Hurricane Harvey destruction versus it was for Katrina back in '05, I believe. So hopefully this time, and then there's also talk about how, of course, some of the Republicans like Ted Cruz and a couple of the other senators are being hypocrites because they didn't want to provide funding for Hurricane Sandy relief because they're just full of shit. And now they want to talk about how, we need some hurricane relief, we need some disaster relief. So of course when it was for a different community, they wanted to say no and we can't afford it and all this other bullshit. But when it's for their communities, now it's necessary. Now we can afford to relieve their constituents. But if it's another set, fuck them. So of course we hate all that bullshit. So ideally they'll just approve any hurricane relief funds they could do immediately within the next week or so. Because what the government needs to be able to do is to help people in need, people that are hungry, people that have been displaced, people that have lost their homes, people that have lost their businesses. They're going to need somewhere to go. They're going to need some kind of relief so they could either move or rebuild their house or their business in Houston whenever they're able to. Because we're all in this together. We all need to help each other out through crisis, because at some point we're all going to have some kind of financial, personal, some kind of issues that we need somebody to help us out with. And this is one of those times. But let me get back to what I really wanted to talk about, was that because of climate change and our warming environment, all these storms are going to get worse and worse, and it's just continuously just a letdown of the mainstream media to not even mention it. Because now when we have catastrophic storms and catastrophic flooding, where a few more people might die in the next day or so, I'm not sure, who knows, but we have more and more destruction, that they're not even going to mention one word, or maybe not one word, but one sentence about how we need to cut down on the pollution that we're letting into the atmosphere so these storms aren't going to get worse as the years and years go on. And another tragedy that's been going on is that there's still a lot of people that still haven't been. There's still a lot of people that haven't gotten relief from Hurricane Katrina, because I'm gonna look it up. But as far as I know, there's still a lot of places in New Orleans that still haven't been rebuilt, and it wasn't just because of George Bush letting the people down in New Orleans, but also been Barack Obama, because he didn't give two shits about rebuilding New Orleans when George Bush's administration should have. So both President Bush and President Obama fucked over the people of New Orleans. So hopefully it'll be different with President Trump, but of course don't get your hopes up, because both those other presidents weren't interested in helping the people of New Orleans. So the odds of President Trump and his administration really helping out the people of Houston and Congress too, let's be real about that, because Congress back then didn't give two fucks about helping those people out either. So hopefully it's a little bit better. At least the response seems to be a little bit better for the victims of Hurricane Harvey in Houston versus the people of New Orleans back in '05 when George Bush, he didn't give two fucks about those people. Of course, is because it's a city of black folks. Of course, if you can, send some money down there. If you're able to, just go down there and volunteer, try to help people out. Maybe provide people with some kind of shelter and comfort, those kind of things. Because we're all in this together, and every now and then we need a helping hand. Don't forget to go down to my GoFundMe campaign, because I need your help to make sure I could do this full time instead of just part time.